Hi, my name is Leo. I'm a Dutch artist and songwriter, and I use Ableton Live for my live performances. I play with a synthesizer when I use sounds, but I also play with a MIDI keyboard, so I have two pairs of keys. And the MIDI keyboard is, the sounds are coming from Ableton Live. Now when I'm playing, I do not have enough hands to change the sounds on my MIDI keyboard manually, but I do want to have different kind of sounds because I play different kind of songs, and sometimes I even need different sounds within one song, and I do not have time to push buttons or something like that. So luckily Ableton has a way of automating that, and I'm going to talk about that. So how I use Ableton Live. I use it mainly to trigger beats. So I have for example, I have a drum kit in my first MIDI track. It's a selector kit worm. I just picked a random drum kit. And then I made a verse and a chorus and a verse and a chorus as if I were playing a song and I were going through different parts of the songs. So every time I launch a scene, the next part of the song is coming up and it's just going to be drums. So the verse will sound like this. And then the chorus comes up. So what I do, I mini map my scene launch to the pads on my keyboard. So I use these pads right here to go up and down my song. So for example, if I'm back at the top and I go into the verse, it's gonna go like this. And then with the same pad, I can go to the chorus. So this way I do not have to touch the computer when I'm on stage, and that's exactly what I want. And the same thing is going to apply to the actual sounds that I'm playing on my MIDI keyboard. So I chose MIDI keyboard because I'm a keyboard player and I only need a couple of pads. But I think with a launch pad it's basically the same, so you can map everything that I'm going to tell you to pads. So what I'm going to do first, when I need my keyboard to play multiple sounds, I need an instrument rack, so I can stack multiple sounds into one MIDI track. So I'm gonna go to instruments and I'm gonna choose, it's already lightened, I'm gonna choose an instrument rack and put it right there. Okay, so now there's a whole area here where I can drag sounds. I'm going to rename this and I'm gonna name it sound selector. So now I can drag different kind of sounds into this area. So for example, I'm going to need a piano for the verses. I'm going to drag it here. I'm going to unfold these buttons so you can see what's happening. And I'm also going to, let's see, what do I want? I think I'm going to need a pad. Let's see, what's a nice one? This one. I'm going to need a pad for the chorus, so I'm going to drag it to this area. So now there's two sounds stacked into the instrument rack, and I'm also going to rename the instrument rack. I'm gonna name it sound selector, like this. Okay, so now there's two sounds into my MIDI track, and it's going to sound like this. So as you can hear, it's playing both sounds. So it's playing the grand piano as well as the Morgan pad because it's both stacked into one MIDI track. So now, how can I choose between them? I want to only have one sound playing, and this you can do using the chain selector, and it's this small button here called chain. So I'm going to tap that, and there you can see there is a big window and a couple of blue bars. In my case it's blue, sometimes it's a different color. So you see this blue bar up here is the selector, so this is what selects the sounds. And you can see below that both sounds are right underneath it on 0. They're both on 0. So what I want to do is drag one of them to 1 and then drag the other one to 2. So now when the bar is at 0, like now, I can play, but nothing's happening because the selector is on no sound. So now when I drag the selector to 1, you can hear it's the piano. And when I drag it to 2, it's quite small. I'm expecting to go to hear the Morgan pad. And that's working. So this is a way to select a sound. That's why I called it sound selector. So you can drag this bar to different sounds. And of course you can add more sounds if you need more sounds. But I'm going to just use 2 for this small video. So now when you're on stage, you do not want to touch your computer like me, probably. And even if you want to, it's very, very small. So I think it's going to be a wise decision to automate this. So we're going to automate this. Click right on the small blue selector bar. So this one, click right, and you can map it. And I'm going to map it to macro 1. Is this knob here? It's now called change selector. Because if you map it to this, you can later map this knob to a physical knob on maybe your computer, not your computer, your keyboard or your pad or something, if you still manually want to select your sounds. But we do not want to do that. We want to do that automatically. So what we're going to do is go to your MIDI track, and then we have the song structure here. So we have the verse, the chorus, the verse, and the chorus. And I want to map the sound of the piano to match with the verse, and I want the pad to match with the chorus. So I'm going to tap this MIDI clip here, and I'm going to see this window here. And what we're going to need is the envelopes window. So go to the envelopes window, and then on this drop down, you can already see, because we've been working in this thing, it's on sound selector. And this is also why we named it a name that's recognizable. So sound selector, that's what we're going to need. And then here, we're going to select change selector. So now what you can do, you see there's a line here and it's on 2, which is right because it's still on the second chain, which is the pad. And that's the one that's on. But I do not want it to be on the pad, I want it to be on the piano. So I'm going to drag this down to 1. So this is on 1 now. You do not actually see the clip because it's on in, but if you go to auto, you see we actually drew in a clip. So something's there, but if it's on in, we cannot record anything, so it's invisible, but it is there. So now I'm going to name this piano. And now it is visible. I'm going to do the same thing with the chorus. So I'm going to double tap this. It's still on sound selector, and it is still on change selector. And now it is on 2, so that's good. So this one is on 2, and I'm going to rename it pad. So now I can drag this by option and drag. I'm going to copy it to this verse, and I'm going to copy this one to this verse. So now what we've done is we automated the sound of the piano to the verse and the sound of the pad to the chorus. So if we go back to the top here, and I'm going to pretend like I'm starting the song. So if I go to the verse, it's gonna start. So it's a piano sound. That's great, that's what I wanted. So I'm going to check if I go to the chorus, if it's the pad sound. And there you go. So I do not have to touch the computer. I can just play my MIDI keyboard and when I go into the verse, it's going to play the piano sound. And if I go into the chorus, it's going to play the pad sound. If you look at the sound selector, and here is the blue bar. If you now play this one, the piano part, so you see it change. So I play this scene, I launch it, and you watch the blue bar. It's gonna change. See right over there? It's a very interesting song that I'm working on. You can see that we mapped the selector with those clips, so it changes when those clips play. So let's go from the top to the end of the song. So the cool thing is, if you go from the chorus back to the verse, pad sound does not cut off. So, for example, we play this again. There's the pad sound. And if you then go to the next part, so it doesn't cut off, like it still delays, and you can still hear it fade out. You can still hear it fade out. So thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I also hope that you now can use Ableton for your own live performances and tie a MIDI keyboard to it. Keep making cool music, and see ya!